Hlubi Mboya gets ready for another performance in Isidongo, South Africa's longest-running soap opera. She's no ordinary actress. In real life, Hlubi's also an ambassador for the Mandela Foundation in the fight against AIDS.
Listen, I don't think that we can be friends, but there's no reason for us to be enemies.
Work she puts to good use in her role in Isidongo, where she plays the part of a businesswoman who's HIV positive.
I think by playing an HIV positive character, which is not an easy role to play, it really has opened up so many doors for me. Isidongo is very much a pot full of everything. You know, we've got, as characters, we've got all the races and all the sexual, differences or preferences. And that is the world we live in.
Without being overly self-conscious about it, Isidongo encapsulates the values the Rainbow Nation would like to represent. It deals with real problems, including racial prejudice, from all sides. Something Hlubi and her partner Kirsten have to deal with on a frequent basis, although they say it's become less of an issue in post-apartheid South Africa.
I'm a pale, limey-skinned, English heritage, bald-headed,
and I'm the darkest of the
and
dark.
She's the darkest of
I'm
the dark.
And
that's exactly the point, is let's celebrate the fact that I'm European and I'm of European descent, and she's African and of African descent.
1995 and Nelson Mandela, then President of South Africa, attends the final of the Rugby World Cup.
It is my pleasure to present and to introduce to you Mr. Nelson Mandela, President of the Republic of South Africa.
Wearing the jersey of the national team, the Springboks. It's a highly charged and massively symbolic moment. Rugby was then, and some might say still is, a bastion of white exclusivity. But by putting on the Springboks jersey and celebrating their triumph, Mandela had delivered a clear message. There's only one South Africa, and it's shared by all its people. For white South Africans, it was a seminal moment. 15 years later, another rugby international, and supporters in a Cape Town bar sing the national anthem in Sesotho, one of the 11 official languages of South Africa. Most of the team is still white and most of the supporters too, but things are changing.
I drop everything when it comes to the Springboks. That's the number one priority, and today we're cupping up the friends.
We got a black coach, you need to look at it, and there's never, no one would have considered we had a black coach, but we have one today. South Africa,
South Africa post-Nelson Mandela is pinning its hopes on a new generation that has never experienced apartheid. For the optimists, today's schools are the seedbeds of a future of equal opportunity for all. The reality, though, is more complicated.
the reality is that depending on the area, the demographics of the area will depend on the influx coming into the schools. You have to be zoned to come to a school. You have to live in the area.
That means integration for the new rich in upmarket areas like this one, but a de facto segregation for the majority who are still poor. If Nelson Mandela's dream of a non-racial South Africa is ever to come true, then it's at colourblind schools like this one in Johannesburg that it'll have to take root. The hope must be that as more black families move into areas once populated exclusively by whites, integrated schools will become the norm. But that's a notion that's beyond the dreams of the millions of South Africans who still live in the townships. Without electricity, without water, without sewage pipes, and plagued by crime.
It's very bad. Like you see, I'm doing the washing, like there's no electricity, there's nothing. We're just suffering here. But we are looking, maybe there's somebody who's going to give us something better, maybe houses, electricity, water.
Lot of people are getting hurt here. Last week, another guy, they killed him right in our yard. And we go outside, they were already gone. We doesn't know who is it, because during the night it's dark. You can't go far away during the night. It's very heavy to stay here.
Our government is full of corrupt just now, you see. because they promise people a lot of things, but they don't do those things. So I think it's about 15 years we have been waiting, but we don't get nothing.
For Nelson Mandela's successors, time and patience may be running out. South Africa is changing fast, but for the millions who still have nothing, living on promises alone may no longer be good enough.